last time I was streaming, which my stream cut out and I had to start another stream.
Ooh, it's fun. Because I know last night I was busy with a bunch of work and other things for my various projects that I have going on.
It was very, very like, because I didn't know it was going out. Because I pull up the stream on my phone to make sure everything is going fine. And the stream stopped for a moment. I'm like, what? And then I restarted the stream because on my side when I pulled up the OBS, it showed as it was live streaming when it wasn't.
Weird.
Yeah, it
I've
was
had
weird.
issues where I've tried to start and it says it didn't start, and then it did start anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
this is a
use
strange piece of software.
Streamlabs since I'm used to that one.
I used to use Streamlabs OBS, and I like the UI, but then with all the things that hit Streamlabs, it's okay,
Yeah.
I'll swap straight to OBS.
Yeah.
It gets the job done, and I only stream once a year anyway.
Yeah, I like it. And then I'm used to that, and I don't know if I would. It's just the one I started out with. I'm like, I'm not gonna change it if I'm used to it.
Fair. It took me like 5 minutes to get used to OBS, but that's also because, again, like, what I was using was a mix of Streamlabs and OBS.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is 7 p.m. I take it we're good to go.
Yeah. 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 Well, 9 p.m. for me. It's time zones.
Wee.
I don't know if that's I can calculate. It's 12% though. I didn't actually English, so yeah.
I'll say it again, I love this theme.
Reminds me of an OST in Daybreak 2. It was something time, and I won't say what it's connected to, but like that OST is connected to a very important part of the story, and then so that's what it kind of reminds me of. I might send it later to kind of explain what.
Yeah,
It has
when we
this,
get across that point.
yeah, it has that same feeling. And that was my first time. This first battle. I wonder when it's gonna stop costing serum. Oh.
Next chapter. However, your event, the floating record stages will still cost serum until Noctis's chapter.
Okay. Cool.
And that's ER5.
Okay. Besides an error. Oh, whoa. Okay, he seems actually insane. Just from looking at that.
Oh, have you never played as Hyperreal before?
Nope.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
The fall is endless. Aside from the soul-crushing pain, this is what Lee remembers most vividly from being turned into a construct. To this day, Lee still remembers the day he was turned into a construct. He's now at Corona's lab, which I keep thinking of the Ming-boggling. Unlike the trial area, Science Council was a dark and cold lab in the basement. People at the lab told him that he would be mankind's long-awaited hero if the experiment turned out successful. Lee, however, knew better than to take what they said seriously. Construct tech developed behind the scenes at the cost of countless lives, their plans, and mankind's hope. Lee cared about none of these. All he ever wanted was for people he cared about to live a safe life going forward. Lee wasn't the first to have participated in the project. From where he was, he could only see the parcels before him, immersed in the pods around his. I don't know why I had a brain fart reading that. Their bodies pale and motionless. Those bodies hooked up to innumerable wires were anything but human. They have been disassembled, reassembled, and only at the end either be used or discarded. Erasing every little bit of human dignity they have left. A few lost causes tainted the floor with their vital fluid, trying to crawl their way out of the lab in their broken body. Lee was glad that he wasn't yet in that state when Murray last saw him as a human. Oh yeah, I remember doing that interlude. He thought he was going to carry on fighting forever as a tool until someone came along and told him that they saw constructs as indispensable partners. I like how the later we got into the story, the interludes came with more importance, but at the same time, I think that's a double-edged sword, because now you get to go read that side content, and you can't fully focus with the main story. I don't know.
Well, at the same time, with the interludes, the story does a fairly decent job at explaining some things. So there are some chapters where it's just, if you didn't read interludes beforehand, this chapter doesn't make much sense with a bunch of what it brings up.
Yeah. Which is why Lee never thought, never wants his commandant to see him when he goes through their test and burn with concerns about potential risks. While the rest of Grey Raven is fighting on the ground, so too is Lee fighting a battle of his own. He's going to solve everything, and all that the rest of Grey is. Oh my god, yawn. Hold on. Oh, I did just wake up like a few minutes ago. He's going to solve everything, and all that the rest of Grey Raven has to do is wait for him to go back a changed man, so they can all go on missions again like they have so many times before. Seeing Murray, the haha Murray guy, grow up healthy and had always been Lee's only hope, but he's now has another having joined Grey Raven. That's still one of my favorite CGs. Lying down in the experiment pod, Lee picks up a cable and inserts the port into his neck like he has so many times. Let's skip virtual bridging this time and dive straight into battle simulation with the new frame. Azimuth points at the new frame which lies in the pod. Instead of the standard capability data, you'll be using your own data today to see if what happened before is going to happen again. Sure. Let's get started then. Starting mind transfer. Please enter activation parameter for temporary authorization for frame switch. Granting battle mode in frame. Initialization complete. Constructing battle environment. Construction of battle environment complete. English? Oh, that's not my loading screen. I can read that, Reminds me of Ishmael.
It's taken quite a bit to load. I play with the game on an SSD, so it loads almost instantly.
It's because I'm streaming. I have multiple things in the background, so my things not at full capacity. Usually it'll take like 10 seconds. Yeah, yeah. In my career old. System loaded. How do you feel? Anything strange? Not at all. Everything is good. The adaptation is better than expected. Good. Seems the mind and frame are going well together. Let's start the first lesson. Use basic use the frame to defeat the enemy. Okay. Okay, this guy actually seems... Was not expecting... that. Huh. Mobility strain has been significantly improved based on your habits and requirements. It only comes with excellent... However, that will increase your burn in combat when facing a large number of events. They'll need to make use of combat as quickly to finish them off. Occupation of signal orbs and take a test. Use your composite armaments to deal with the vast number of enemies. Also,
Composite armaments. Basically, Lee's weapon can transform into a variety of weapons to suit his needs.
oh.
So it can swap between a rifle form, it can swap between pistol form, and it has other forms frames as well.
That's interesting. Right, that's delayed. I'm not. I can't just spam them, but like, no, that's not fun. If I'm like giving it as freebies.
When you use a 3-pin of his, whether it be a red or a yellow 3-pin, part of the move has a dodge property to it. So you
Ah.
can trigger Matrix off of 3-pin if you time it properly.
Yeah, I'm not. Me timing stuff's not. It does not fully go in hand in hand. What? Oh. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna have to mess with audio a bit because I couldn't fully hear you, but yeah, hold on. Actually, let me do that now.
One moment, please. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I don't wanna. Oh, hi, Liv. Not Liv, Lucia. That way I can hear kind of better.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm not worried about. Enter the next phase. Yeah. Okay, I think that pretty much matches this frame. The basic abilities are enough for you to handle regular combat, but until that you'll still need to plan it to add a special power to this frame. Plan to, right. For now, this feature only exists in theory. With incredible instant computing power, when this frame is running on maximum capacity, it can even transcend on time dimensions. Okay, let's just call it Hyper Matrix for now. You can use this feature in the simulated buffer, so I'm ready. What in the Steins Gatery is that? Is this the Hyper Matrix you mentioned? Just like Matrix, they'll forecast all possible enemy actions. They must be stationary in your eyes. But Hyper Matrix is more than that. The attack data from your abilities used earlier be stored within the core of your weapon. In this space, you can access and reuse this information by attacking enemies. Given extremely high power consumption, the duration of Hyper Matrix will likely be very limited. Okay. Oh, it's a gun.
So yeah, when you use a 3-pin, it records it, and then when you enter Hypermatrix and do a basic attack, it gives you that 3-pin that you recorded earlier, so you can double up on 3-pins.
Okay, that makes sense. Great, you can consume this skill data to generate new sight points and unleash them all onto the enemy when Hypermatrix ends. When the Hypermatrix is closed, all the sight points across all dimensions will be unleashed into the enemy. Now try using the signature move to leave Hypermatrix. Okay, that's... From now on, I'm going to load the data from your enemies. The system will no longer have to maintain Hypermatrix because you'll need to control it yourself. I see. Okay, first I'm just gonna shoot. Yay. I don't like these guys. Die.
So the meter at the bottom indicates when Hypermatrix is available, and you press and hold basic attack to enter it.
Alright, let's call it a day.
3 pins in it to build up sight points, and then when you have enough sight points generated, it powers up your signature move.
Okay, nice. That's nice. That sounds like insanely good. Your computing power is all drained. Let's call it in a day before you put yourself in danger. Alright, I think we just need a few more tweaks before officially deploying the frame in combat. Oh. Once the simulation comes still on. Yeah. Asimish, what's going on? System, execute the logout command. No response? Lee, no, logout error danger. Did you copy over Lee? Lee! Huh? Well, that happened. The few seconds it took for Lee to exit battle simulation mode seems like an eternity. A blinding flash of light engulfs his vision. Within the depths of his sight, the twisting spiral tower emerges and collapses repeatedly, while the surroundings blur and shift at a rapid pace through the passage of time. What in the world was slowing his meaningless constructs, but Lee clenches his fist anyways as he tries to calm the nausea he's feeling from the mind overload. Where is he? The science console in Babylon, the deserted factory full of or the Karina lab in the basement, with all the broken constructs? Crimson fog clouds his eyes as they views from Lee's deep mind cross over into reality, blurring his perception of time. Was what he saw in his mind if the abnormal project because of the English, for the love of God? If that was an abnormal projection because of a dead anomaly, it seemed almost too realistic. Try as he may, Lee can't seem to see through the crimson fog that's clouded his memory. Unable to describe what he saw, Lee is now feeling nothing but heart-wrenching sadness and bone-deep despair, which quickly fade away as his mind recovers. Lee's hunch is that this is happening because his memory is locked, except he's checking his memory data multiple times and never came across any sign of his memory being tampered, nor any sign of memory loss. He missed something you have no trouble seeing that, and it's not the first time this happened. Everything Lee just went through took place within a few seconds, and to everyone except that he was already recovered. Coming back to his senses, Lee lies down in the pod and changes back to entropy. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I logged my mind overload flash just now. It lasted for 3 seconds. But my mind record reads 35 minutes. It seems like this only happened when he used that particular frame. With a sullen face, Aslan presses a finger on a corner of his forehead. We just got the issue with the inner device taken care of. Now we're looking at this whole other bunch of news is here. Let's have a look first at the God. Let's have a look at first at the parameters that went into the test this time. The science council remains illuminated, and everyone carries on with what they have to do quietly. The inner device specialized frames in the Omega weapons, with this research project demanding everything. Get the brain juice of every last feature with the science council as many capacities the brain torture of his wisdom, all put into use for one single cause. Every single battle won, despite the cost of countless lives, has been handed over to the researchers, rekindling hope in mankind. We have the results from the analysts now. How does everything look? The inner device worked on just fine, and the frame is 98% compatible, except there was obviously something wrong with his mind just now, right? Right. The same as what happened before. We always end up with an overlord when we try to collect battle data with him in that particular frame. And it only happens when he's in that frame. We compared what we have here with the test from a virtual connection and confirmed that what happens when the Omega frame's in that frame reaches maximum output when working. The inner device, on the other hand, works just fine, and we see the percentages of friction go down at the critical point, which is why the data of this frame seems completely normal. And that given God's followers calling the day impressive, in that this frame is only one of all the specialized frames that's completely immune to punishment reactors, is which is exactly what we hope to see. Nice, that's good to have. Complete immunity.
Yeah, so this is the second Omega frame, because Imperia served as a prototype while also serving as its entire purpose is just absorb the punishing virus.
Yeah.
End this calamity. The hyperreal frame is going even further beyond that. Can we get somebody completely immune to the punishing virus that's not a transcendent or an ascendant? Because Kamu is immune to the punishing virus, but he's a transcendent, and he's too dangerous to be near other people because of some of the punishing virus that he exudes from just being in the very high concentrated areas.
Find a way to balance molecular weapons to help us absorb and purify punishing. The data extracted from Herdermar's heart can help Omega weapons better purify punishing. If you work on improving the inner device, the strength purification speed will be able to catch up to its absorption speed just fine. Please, I'm trying not to yawn so much. If we can normalize the technology of this frame, then I'm sure it's going to be a major game changer. That's just voice sounds on the voice are cracking when he says game changer. We don't know why my mind overloads, but it only does when I change into that new frame. I'm sure it has to do with the fact that it's a specialized frame and it has something that the simulated that doesn't. Something like this happened before, but never to the extent we saw this time. Right, please. No. It was 0.5 seconds to begin with, and now we're saying 3 seconds. Your mind fluctuated so much during this period of time that we couldn't even pick up the correct range of the machines with the machine. I am trying not to yawn so much, but please. It's not that I'm bored of the game. I'm just I
Yeah,
just
no, you mentioned you had recently woken up.
yeah. If you were to run the test on different construct, their mind would have been destroyed and they would have been infected right away. We usually only see an overload when someone's mind is imprinted with an excessive amount of data in an extremely short period of time. But you're able to recover within 3 seconds with all your respect and awe as if nothing has happened to you. You haven't you haven't observed damage on your mind so far. That's right. This only happens when you're using the new frame. I don't remember anything that's imprinted on my mind, and I'm only seeing any extra data in there either. All that Lee remembers a single message. One, only he and Murray understand, and pieces of subconscious that would pop into his mind every now and then. Every so often, Lee sees location coordinates key to his missions, or hears calls coming from the shore that disappeared before he knows it. Before he gets to the bottom of the message, Lee decides to stay quiet to keep Murray out of trouble. There's got to be something I'm missing. A voice in Lee's subconscious, however, seems to want and to stop probing. Trust me.
Trust me.
Oh, sure, yeah. We're going to apply this technology to the specialized frame somewhere down the road, and to that end, we have to simulate. Oh my god! And to that end, we have to simulate as many possible scenarios as we can. As this, have you seen traces of memory data being modified or hidden? No, none so far at least. Everybody mind! Theoretically, your commandant is the only person you can access your mind, which only can mean two things. Either the intruder is doing an impressive job crossing the tracks, or your mind just hasn't been tampered with at all. As if someone did access to your mind, accessing the Raven commanded an access key for a deep mind connection with you. Although we have to have your change back to the first. Although we have to change it back into your new frame first, so your mind can overload English. For the love of God, we need to keep him in mind. Though we don't know how your commandant's mind beacon is going to affect the overload, or if the overload is going to affect your commandant's mind beacon. But if your commandant grants access to your mind, we just might be able to dig up something from here. No, we can't do that. However, at this point, Lee was rejected the idea. The overload might just last for a few seconds, but there's no way a human brain can handle it. I'm not even completely familiar with the frame myself, and I can't. I can't expose my commander to any risk before I have a better grasp of it. I just don't want to put anyone in harm's way ever again. As for the sigh, boy, here we go again. Eva came to me a few times trying to figure out how you've been doing. Are you just gonna keep being quiet about it? I just don't see a point. I'm sure Eva is going to barge into the science council upon finding out everything we've been through, and I know that for a fact because I know my own commandant inside out. Aww. Keeping someone in the dark is rarely ever a good thing to do, though. Okay. Apologies for
coming in without
yeah.
knocking on the door. I came right in because I didn't see Lon out there.
Yay. Right then, a gentle blonde man appears by the door as he closes it ever so slightly. It's Murray! Haha, Murray. Murray!
Good to see you here.
Murray doesn't have a good view of Lee from where he's standing, but Lee clearly sees him hiding the document in his hand behind his back upon noticing this presence, which, however, doesn't escape Lee's eyes. Let me guess, didn't Nicholas send you here with a message for me?
Commander Nicholas sent me here with this document. I'd like you to know that it's useful now because it's gone through all the process.
Murray passes the dossier to Asmus. It's a clear folder with the government's logo. Though which the logo of the neither of none orbitals can be seen. Orbitals. That's good news. I'll take that. With genuine exclamation, Asmus takes the dossier from dossier. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that.
Dossier.
Dossier. The weird thing from Murray and starts going through it. So what's up with you recently?
Not much. I haven't really been on any battle missions these days, so I've been doing what I'm supposed to as liaison officer.
That's great. Just don't overwork yourself, yeah? And let me know if you ever need help.
Of course. And take good care of yourself too, Lee.
The room is quiet, save for the sound of Asmus turning the page of the document. 5 minutes later, closing the document, Asmus looks at both Lee and Murray, both whom are standing perfectly upright. Say, I've never seen civilians talk to you the same way as you do, or is it how people usually talk to their families these days? Everything is okay with the document. I'll pass it to Long when he's back. I always giggle. That's giggly. Makes me giggle. And we're finished with today's adaptation, so you're free to go. I'm just going to go and wrap everything up. As if Asmith turns and leave, he casts a meaningful look at Lee. Let's cut to the chase then, since you already know what's going on. You're the top candidate when it comes to the Omega specialized frame, but they picked Liv, and it wasn't just because she's been an outpatient. Someone's holding you back from being picked. And that would be Murray, huh? He doesn't even need to ask Asmus to know that that if that it must be Murray. I'd never have let me do that had I known better. They would have picked her sooner or later anyway, since it really makes no difference to us. And I guess Murray did that because he did what he did because he cares about you, know? I just never thought he'd go this far. You don't seem to talk a lot about yourself, do you? It makes sense that he's going to be around asking about you. Well, there isn't anything to talk about. I just wanted to be safe. Playing the role of meditator at the Parliament, influencing people's decisions without their knowledge, and finishing up his acts without so much as a failure. None of these comes without challenge. Having spent quite some time at Kurino's lab, Lee knows better than to mess with he shouldn't, and if anyone ever does, they be gone in one foul swoop. Lee doesn't want to stop Murray from doing what he wants to do, but neither does he want Murray to ever get hurt. Uh, I'll try. I'll try to have to talk to him.
I'll be on my way then.
Wait, Murray. Care if I join you for a walk?
Sure.
Oh, I forgot that there was a battle thing.
Yep, battle mode.
Yay. And we're back
So
to.
something's up.
Huh?
Just from the things that we saw in that node.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm able to get. I have a 50 of the special thing. Hopefully, I'm making it in time to get Wada. Though, knowing how fast I'm going through the story once I'm past this, I do think I might have enough.
Oh yeah, you've got until probably the 29th, I want to say.
Yes, the 29th.
See, a week and a half, you could do it.
Leaving the Science Council, Lee and Murray walk side by side down the hall leading out to the building. This is when Lee would instantly ask Murray about his work and health, except Lee doesn't say a thing after saying what he did said just like, you have no choice but to tag along.
Well.
Murray tries to make Lee stop, but to no avail, keeping his eyes pointing straight ahead. Lee carries on walking. Seeing Lisa quiet reminds me of what happened when he was still a kid, when he went out of town trying to buy medicine for some doctor. Moved around everyone to go home. Murray is left crying alone, narrating until Lee found him. Muddy all over, soaked in rainwater. Lee with an umbrella in his hands, out of breath when he found Murray. Lee, however, didn't blame him at all. Lee held Murray's hand tight the entire time when they were home. Lee walked quietly. Every time I see these two, all I think is mean boggling. I'm sorry. All the while keeping his eye trained straight ahead, seeing Lee all tense from below the chin. Murray knew he was angry. Walking next to Lee, however, it hits Murray that he's slightly taller now. Responding. Lee finally stops when they reach a quiet corner. Been a while since we last talked. Murray looks around and is surprised when he notices that this place is one of the few in the bridges without yours. Murray quickly goes through in his head everything he's done recently to see if at least he's forgot to tie it that gave him away. As he does so, he keeps his eye on Lee. Murray casts Lee an exciting yet confused look.
I know, right? It sure has. It's been a while since we last talked. I mean, you've been busy with all the adaptation tests.
Right, but I do have something I want to ask you about. Lee opens his hand to reveal a tiny chip.
Wait, what is...
You aren't going to tell me you don't know what this is, are you? Exactly what Murray was about to do, except when he meets Lee in his eye, he knows there's no getting away with it.
Well, it's just something I use to help me survey mission bases. I mean, you can't exactly fight on the surface like you and the other commandants. Where did you come across it, though?
Mr. Robot self-destruct post-mission, and there's no exception, as long as Lee doesn't see what's inside the chip. It doesn't really matter where I hide it. I discovered it and had a look at what's inside. Gotta say, the encryption was a real piece of artwork that could have deceived anyone but me. Because, you know, I'm your brother. In the deafening silence that ensues, Lee's heart sinks. As someone who knows Murray through and through, Lee knows that Murray is trying to hide something from him. Murray's silent admission, however, is proof that he can't possibly have been the one that sent him the weird set of coordinates. Lee doesn't know who sent it to him and for what purpose. But for what purpose? Except for these aren't what exactly he's trying to find at the moment. So, when did you start getting yourself involved in all this? Looking at Murray, Lee feels as though he doesn't know him anymore. The same gentle smile on his face, Murray looks flustered as he looks down to avoid eye contact with Lee, however. Or, moments later, he raises his head again. Lee recognizes the look in those eyes. Because he too once told Murray the same white lies, and it was himself they saw in those same eyes back then. I got these from working with the machines, don't sweat it though. The engineers get these all the time. Listen to me. I have to leave you for a short while, but don't worry, everything will be okay. Yep, I'm fine. You know me inside out, right?
This is part of the mission. We give Commander Nicola all the data we'd gotten from the mission afterward. We did everything with his authorization, and you know what he is like.
Does that include coming in contact with an ascendant?
I don't know what you're talking about, Lee.
Says Murray ever so slightly. His smile is no longer gentle. Back at City 75, Lamia might have been able to copy the way you look, but there's no way she could have gotten your hands on communication identification number when there was no connection. She could have chosen to be anyone, but I guess she decided to use her code to earn our trust there. And that only could mean one thing. We've been in contact with her up to that point. I suspected I still can't surf. Oh, what? I still can't suppress you after all these years later. Ray's heart sinks as he thinks to himself, oh.
Only you can manage to deduce the course this way, Lee. But I really don't know what you're talking about.
Murray knows there's no point in lying anymore, but he refuses to give in. It's been a long time since Lee saw Murray so sad and so full of secrets. Murray would always look at Lee with expectation, comfort, and admiration. Lee recalls last seeing Murray in tears when Lee himself was inside one of the last pods down in Karina's lab. Both Lee and Murray believed they'd never see each other again. Ever since coming to Babylon, Murray stopped being the adorable young brother he was, stopped asking Lee for all the far-fetched questions he used to ask him, and stopped inviting him to art expeditions. I'm fine, don't worry. These are the kind of messages that Lee, whose play has been full with endless battles, would send Murray in response to his messages. The concealed facts and emotions weave together, separating them, hiding them from the true meaning throughout in thoughts lying under their words. I trust you, Murray, and I'll take your side no matter what. I just want you to be honest with me. Well, we'll never know when you need what you need if you never say a thing. And there are things that can go unnoticed if you always choose to be quiet about them.
Why are you keeping me and your commandant in the dark about your frame's compatibility, then?
This question catches Lee off guard. Well, that's because...
Because you never thought we'd be of any help to you, right?
You know, well, I never saw you that way.
Why do you always choose to go it alone, then? I thought we were family. If you told me a little more about yourself, I'd never have...
Murray stops in his tracks halfway through the sentence with a gasp. Murray! Rushing up to hold Murray so he doesn't fall, Lee sees how pale his face has become. What's going on? Why is it happening all of a sudden? Without saying anything, Murray shakes his head with a frown as he presses his hand against the temple, apparently going through an exasperating headache. You know what this reminds me of? A few days ago, I had this extreme heart pain where I was like curling up ball. I tried to get up, I couldn't. I had to lean on a wall. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
of course, you know, I have a heart condition, so it makes sense. It was. So I'm like, God, what the heck? So I don't know why that was very common for me to get headaches. That's why was very reminded of that. I don't know. It was very painful because
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah,
I'm glad you're alright.
yes, I'm fine. Wait, is your mind beacon contaminated?
Lee, I'm okay.
Come on, Murray. You're anything but okay. You're anything but okay. Murray smiles comfortably at Lee. Having recovered from the episode, he takes a few deep breaths before standing up against the wall. At that moment, if you're ever going through something like that, don't stand up. Actually, just sit down because that's the best way I've recovered from something like that. Uh, because it take your time to get to stand up. Because it's not good. I don't. Deep breaths is also good.
Came and went fast. I'm feeling okay now. Come on, a full-fledged commandant passed the remote connection test. Oh, but I suppose your commandant is probably more full-fledged than I am.
Murray has the same gentle smile on his face again. On his face. As though nothing has happened just now. Lee was about to say something, then realized that nothing has to say is going to change anything. We
We need
didn't.
all constructs on standby to assemble in the prep zone. We need all constructs on standby to assemble in the prep zone. We've detected an unknown interference of electromagnetic radiation. We are asking all citizens to follow evacuation instructions. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
As though trying to shatter the silence between Lee and Murray, their terminals started beeping away, and as though the apocalypse were coming. Highly concentrated punishing detected on the surface.
Prepare to engage at once. Unknown electromagnetic radiation that's suspected to be a new method of attack. Wait, does it have to do with the mind beacon contamination just now?
They wanted all constructs to head to the landing pad to get ready for engagement on the ground. That's a weird instruction.
Cerberus got an engagement notice too. I need to go and get ready for remote connection.
Just be careful. Hard for us to part ways from our eyes now. Lee squeezes out these words.
I know. I won't be going to the surface because I'll be using remote connection. I'll be okay.
Each with their own orders to obey. Lee and Murray have no choice but to stomach their feelings of them as they part ways. I'll come find you when this is over.
Sure. I'll be waiting.
I'm Boeing in Parliament 20 minutes ago. With the executive meeting coming to a close, the air in the hall is somber with flustered councilmen. Going back to what we were talking about just now, rebellion is not on the verge of reaching full capacity with all the refugees it has taken in since the Battle of Kulia Forest Park. Just so we're clear, they are not mere humans on the reports. They're human beings, and they need to consume resources to stay alive. We're burning through our resources faster than ever. We don't know how much longer it's going to take for our product line to be built. For God's sake, we haven't replenished the resources we spent on the previous battles. If this goes on, you'll have no choice but to cut back on the amount of resources assigned to the residential area.
But this standard of production you're asking us to meet is mission impossible.
Then, no, I can't do that. That's copyright. Oh, this. Another thing that
to keep in mind.
you do it. You do it. I don't like this guy.
Another thing to keep in mind is that the resources on the colony ship won't last forever. Although the possibility of additional personnel was indeed taken into account when the resources were prepared. That's what we're looking at, on top of all the conservation areas on Earth that can't fend for themselves and need our resources. We need to pick up the pace with rebuilding the conservation areas on Earth and slowly help them get their production level back to what it was.
Speaking of conservation areas, the reports showed that there have been quite a few earthquakes these days. Why was there no warning, and why haven't we seen a single report so far detailing the damage from the earthquakes?
Babylonia has lost contact with the majority of the surveying stations on the surface since the Great Evacuation. No one is manning those places now. Most of the areas that got hit by the earthquakes have yet to be reclaimed. The only data we've managed to get our hands on are the spatial electromagnetic anomaly that a few satellites picked up. We just can't tell the exact location and depth of every epicenter with that. Most of the conservation areas that got hit wouldn't have been able to react in time anyway, even if we had been able to send out warnings, because most of the earthquakes happened at night there. We've managed to get in touch with most conservation areas now, and recovery efforts are already underway with engineering force in charge.
I think I've never experienced an earthquake.
They're fun. I live out in California. We get them all the time.
Though I think one thing that did the closest thing I've gotten to that, I think, is when a tree fell on my house and shook the entire house.
Oh, jeez.
There's a running joke. I'm finally telling this joke. So anytime there's a card game that's a tree deck, I always complain about that deck because it destroyed my house.
Well, I haven't had a tree hit my house. I've had my gazebo fly up and land on the neighbor's roof partway. In a windstorm that happened. Nothing was damaged, thankfully.
Yeah, it was funny. I don't know. Of course, people did joke about it. You know, the infamous and the infamous oh that gives a whole new meaning to morning wood because the tree fell in the morning and woke me up.
I mean, it's one way to wake up.
I was oversleeping, so.
Command Central has sent the majority of task force and support force down there for recon. We should be receiving a report in no time. Now, The next subject on the list is a new construct restriction bill submitted in conjunction by a number of councilmen. The bill seeks to implement stricter monitoring on constructs, through such means as making Mind accessible for scrutiny and monitoring their conversations, for instance.
With it, the light blue projector screen in the center of the hall shows a new document that lists out the restrictions to be imposed on constructs.
Any thought we would like to share regarding this bill? We trying to limit their contact with the enemies. They're the ones out there fighting the war. I find that contradicting.
We need to bear. Bear with me because I think this is the funniest thing we'll ever do with this voice. We need to bear in mind we've seen a large number of defecting constructs over the last 2 months alone, most of whom are still missing. The whole business with the ascendant recruitment is an open secret now among our construct soldiers.
We came forth with the bill based on sufficient evidence that points at the possibility of there being secret agents among our soldiers sent by Ascendants.
Were you laughing there? You had like a little hiccup there. You had kind of messed your voice a little, and I was like, is that giggle or like a laugh?
Voice crack, and we
Yeah.
went with it. We very well might have been able to minimize the damage we suffered had we started looking into the situation earlier. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Commander. People have grown weary from years of war. We've been through only too many disheartening battles recently. It's only natural that our soldiers are going through a period of low morale now, and that's something that can happen whenever there is war. Still, most of our soldiers are fighting the war with hope and determination. We're really going to hit them with a bill that shows our lack of trust in them, when what we should be doing is supporting them.
President Hassan, I know you've been an advocate of human rights for constructs, but I'm not sure if it'd be a good idea to stand by the defective constructs. I'm going to wait for them to attack Babonia and take all the classified information we have here back to Ascendance. You know, one thing about like being construct is you can't eat, and eating is one of the best things in life.
Mm-hmm.
That
Trade-offs for being able to survive part of the punishing virus.
True. I mean, come on. There's a character intros. It's fun. Called Lapis. She's a doll character that I really love. She's a top 5 character for me. And they explain something. I'm fine with saying this since it's like very minor and it's not spoilers or anything. She can eat, and when she eats, it replenishes some stuff for her. It converts it into, I think, Sebeth. It's cool. It's weird, interesting lore found about her. That it's just a one-off thing, and it's a running joke that she eats she can eat like entire buffets. In the heat of the moment, this particular countryman stands up from his seat and slaps the table. Distorted by the slap, his microphone stands out in an amplified buzzing noise that threatens to split the ear in the spacious hall.
What are you doing? This is the world government's parliament. Sit back down already.
The councilman who tries to stop him, however, falls to the ground with a punch.
You're out of your mind.
Traitor. Amidst the chaos that unfolds in the hall, the quiet mumble goes unnoticed.
Silence.
Right when Nikolai was about to call the security and disconcerting emergency call forces its way through the channel into the parliament. Apologies, this is an emergency now. Please kindly terminate meeting at once. Find a place to hide.
What's going on? Just tell us what's going on already.
Commander, thank God you're still. Cecilia seems to be running as she tries to speak, but she doesn't reclaim, but yeah, turn don't betray her. From her side, screams and the sound of buildings crumbling down can be heard.
Celica?
Celica.
What's going
About ago, we detected a strong reaction of punching virus on the ground. Babylonian's been hit with a strong wave of electromagnetic radiation and caused a lot of to go mad. Now, we don't know what's the cause of this. It's an extremely chaotic, and please stay away from the mass. People that have lost their mind that are highly aggressive. Please stay away from carrying weapons. I'm just gonna call it Sally. Sally's warning call grinds to a halt with an overwhelming buzzing noise. Bzzz.
Wait, these people
Traitor!
gone mad. Wait, where's the security guard?
You bunch of traitors! From the corner in which he was just mumbling, the security guard rolls as he aims his gun at the assembly of officers. Trained squarely at his chest, the security puts a bullet before anyone can react, leaving the entire hall in shock. Oh. Now stuff is starting to hit the fan. That's what I've been.
So, yep, electromagnetic radiation from a spike in punishing virus concentration on the ground has hit Babylonia, causing personnel affected by it to go mad. And one of the people who went mad by it just took out his rifle, aimed at Hassan, and fired.
The alarm begins blaring the same time the ground roars in rage, plunging the entire conservation area into chaos and screams. In the distance, a dilapidated building, whatever, on the brink of collapse. The steel framework speaks, squealing as it sways violently. As far as anyone can see, everything is shaking. Unable to stand firmly and on their wits' end, people hold on to whatever objects they can find and keep their bodies low to wait the quakes out. No textbook or video call can ever come close to describing the horror they are going through at this very moment. They see with their very eyes how powerless they are, and every shake chips away at their will. Everything they once thought was indestructible crumbles to pieces with jaw-dropping ease. They try to escape out of instinct, only to find themselves completely at the mercy of Mother Nature. In the face of Mother Nature, mankind is no better than a bunch of inconsequential small fry. And yet, stop what you're doing. I want to evacuate like you've been drilled to, and don't push. Take cover where you are. Yeah, you go. Take this one. Take this one.
Take cover where you are if you're in the medical zone. Pay attention to the injured. Reinforce the shelters there, and y'all can count on it to sustain even the most violent of shakes.
Everything's gonna be okay. No, I can't do that. Everything's gonna be okay. No, that's too deep for me. It's gonna hurt my throat. Everything's gonna be okay. We aren't going to let another person get hurt. There isn't a single idle soldier in sight. Each and every single one of them doing what they should do to help, which means that Grey Ribbon can't let anything stand in its way either. After a moment of hesitation, Grey Ribbon jumps into action. Haley Bridget, drive her long sword deep into the ground to steady her. Alicia nods at you, her eyes calm and reassuring as always. Liv, on the other hand, fires a concentrated pillar, teetering on the verge of crumbling with a laser gun. Blowing it into I'm thinking of a dragon of a card called Levy Dressman every time I see Levy now. Blowing it to pieces that pound the ground where no one stands. Boop boop, activating endoscode. After pulling some resistance away from the trial ground and out of arm's way, you turn around and at the top of your lungs shout your questions at the contact that are holding a monitoring device just now. Do we have numbers on the earthquake? Nothing except the epicenter, 10 to 15 kilometers away from here. We'll have to go through the command center to find out the rest. Liv, how's connection looking? All channels are temporarily down. I wonder what things are like around the epicenter now. We need to get in touch with the people there in Babylonia as soon as we can. We're calling on your support, Bridget.
On it.
Where's the emergency command center?
Yeah, it's right there. 3 o'clock in the signal tower.
After pointing into the certain direction, the conversation area, Bridget tosses a set of key cards over this way.
There are people on duty around the clock. But in case you don't see anyone there, the underground garage is right outside the command center safety tunnel.
The wind and the chaos that now dominates the conversation area floods your ears the entire time. You sprint towards the command center. With the most violent of trembles behind the conservation area is now deepened screams and cries, as well as people assisting those call for help. Right then, out of the corner of your eye, you see a pair of trembling hands with a thumbs up that dangles. Sure. My God, my English is suffering. Dangles of a stretcher being carried away by a few constructs. Aren't you a tough one, huh? Yes, come with what may, because together we're strong. I don't know why that seems weird. As soon as you open the door to the command center, you are met with an unbelievable mess sitting right in the center of the gigantic central system with a straight race of two constructs, their hands flying over the control panel so fast that your eyes can't even catch up. One of the constructs I'm seeing is obviously crushed out of shape, except she seems completely unaware of it.
Space-time distribution characteristics, and the electromagnetic parameters. What in the world is going on? None of this is making any sense.
Emergency communication is 98% activated, 99%. There we go. Damn it! We aren't looking for anything back in conservation area 27. Task Grey Force Bravery is here to help. Oh, thank God. I see an officer almost jumps out of her seat. How's everything looking? Not good at all. No comms, and we still haven't heard back from Babylon.
Not good at all. The abnormal electromagnetic signal of this earthquake is weird, and...
What do you mean?
The epicenter is 2,000 meters underground, if our device got the measurement right. Which makes no sense at all, because if that's where the epicenter is, we shouldn't be seeing catastrophic damage here, just 17 kilometers away from the epicenter. And Conservation Area 27 can only be having it worse. They have a bigger population than we do with their high-power central purification filters.
Calm down and send us a copy of the data first. It's likely that they lost all means of communication there. We're going to head down there now. Wait, use the card down in the underground garage. The card comes with a mobile emergency command device that contains all of your data. You'll be able to connect to the nodes with it. You've had dozens of nodes set up already. We'll keep trying and see if we can get in touch with the other zones. Good luck. Exchanging a look with Lucy and Liv, you scurry towards the safety exit. The constructs, on the other hand, stay where they are. Please fasten your seatbelt, Commander. The road's about to get bumpy. The entire time the vehicle speeds down the crooked highway, Liv busies herself with adjusting the radio on the car. Half an hour later, you finally hear a voice emerge from the white noise that's been filling the air. Who is this?
This is question mark, question mark, question mark.
Okay. Question mark, 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 question mark. I'm kidding. This is the commandant speaking. This is an SOS message to all squads from Babylon. I repeat, this is the commandant speaking, and this is the SOS message to all from Babylon. A group of radio creatures attacked an unknown electromagnetic radiation abnormal. Commandant, those SOS messages just now. Can you locate them? Just confirm the center to be under task. Under task force. Their last mission was made 3 hours and 25 minutes ago, stating that they were on a joint mission with the engineering force around Conservation Area 27. That's probably the squad Bridget was talking about. Let them know we got the message. Let them know we got their message. On it. SOS message seized by Grey Room. We're on our way. The closer the car approaches the location shown, the stronger the reaction of punishing you pick up. You can't be sure if there would be aftershock, but you decide to go with the most safe-looking route that goes around the city in case you ever need to engage any enemies when an aftershock kicked. Sorry, my ear got itchy. The weather seems worse than it was just now. Wave clouds sitting upon the horizon quickly rob you of your visibility and turn the gray buildings, gray, in the distance into twisted mountain range. Over the never-ending changing line of gray, however, a real flash quickly swooshes past. When you turn your head around for the better, look at what look of it was. However, you see nothing. We're in closer vicinity where the SOS missions were sent out commanded. Look for their signal. Found them. I'm picking up reactions of them in their creatures 923 meters away at 2 o'clock. Get ready for engagement. Incoming from the left. Target has been directed to selected location commanded. Get out of here. Laser beam buried. No. No. No, not that barrier. No. Oh god. There's a character that says barrier a lot, to the point of having their battle theme be get over the barrier. And it's a running joke. And I can't see the word right anymore. Laser barrier set up on the right. Lift, now. On it. Fire across you, the mountain's laser cannon accurately blows off a corner of the building you just marked. Delta coup de grace. The already teetering walls crumble to the ground with an ear-splitting bang. The falling concrete blocks walk the head of the creature's way out. Then, like a millefeuille that rots in a time lapse, the floors of the building go down in a chain reaction, instantly burying the head of creatures that try to make their way and crushing them into crimson full of syrup in the remains of the building. That is the best way I've ever. That's the best and the funniest way to describe something getting crushed. Rolling smoke, a few head of creatures make their way out of the debris, and among them is a deranged Homo sapien that dashes straight at you, whose broken arm gets you sandwiched between broken concrete blocks. Commanded! Ah, bang. Right when you pull the trigger, you hear a loud bang from behind you, and before you know it, something swooshes past you with searing heat and heads straight for the head of creatures. Right away, you roll over and brace yourself for what's coming next. A wave of eye-searing heat and blinding light water. Oh, we're still the Hidden creatures. The remains of the building 10 moments ago are now piled with oak cooked black stones. The world is quiet again at your. The world is quiet again as your terminal beeps to inform you that all enemies have been neutralized. Commandant, are you alright? I'm okay, but wait. You see a girl in her commandant uniform collapse to the ground. The rocket launcher over her shoulders still splits out smoke. Blood oozes through her fingers that wrap around tightly around her arm. We need a doctor here. Right. Right, I'm on it. Simply patching up should do. Please stay still, and let it interject the serum for you. Thank you. Wait. Oh my god, I'm terribly sorry. Her arm's still getting patched up and lives. A seek of apologizes. It's off the lungs as she tries to look up the corner of her eye. Pile of burning metal a few years ago. There was a. That was a vehicle you were still riding 2 minutes ago. It's fine. Pretty sure. Pretty sure Bridget's gonna strangle me alive. The shot that took down the building took a turn and landed squarely on the car, which you never saw coming. But you're just glad no one got hurt. Forget about it. How are you feeling? I'm feeling okay, see? I can still move. Was it you that sent out the SOS mission? Yes. I can't say how much. I can't say how much I find her cute. She is very cute. Straightening herself and looking your way. She looks frustrated. It seems like she hasn't yet recovered from everything that happened just now. We're safe now. I know you have introduced her earlier, but we're Grey Raven, and I'm Eva. Yes, I know who you are, and I mean everyone from my class. Wait, no, everyone who's been to FOS knows who you are. Jessica looking more flustered now. Oh, silly me. I'm I'm Jessica LeBron. I come fresh out of FOS, and I currently serve As the commanded, it's really a pleasure to meet you. With the introduction, Sika pays your proper ceremonious salute, which you replicate with a salute. First FCS in our serving now, that's rare. The run. Must have heard that somewhere before. Uh, seeing Sika's leering eyes bring it back to almost you look moments later. He looks at shining bright eyes down in the audience when you do the congratulations speeches. It's a little late, but congratulations on graduating. Thank you. I never thought you'd be the one getting my SOS message, commented Eva. Clenching her fist, Sika sounds upset. We're both commanded here, so feel free to call me by my name. Right, of course. Commanded Eva. It didn't sound like she heard you. Now she addresses you over her everyone. However, it's hardly what you need to discuss now. Where's the rest of your squad? It's just me. The rest of my squad is on a different mission, and I lost contact with them. Sika quickly goes over what's happening, and she's sent here on a mission to help engineering force install new communication devices. But she comes across a group of crafted and had creatures on her way. In the best interest of the engineers and communication specialists that came to install, so she decided to stay behind the fight and enemies while the rest of her team escorted the engineers to safety in nearby Conservation Area 27. And everything we went on as planned until the earthquake suddenly hit and severed all means of creation. In the last message she got from her team before the earthquake, they wrote that they had detected electromagnetic radiation of unknown origin. I've seen the SMS message multiple times while I'm moving towards Conservation Area 27, but never heard back from anyone. Not only have myself to blame for failing to come up with a more well thought out plan. No one starts such experience. We go over we should have done better after the mission. But now we need to think about what to do next while we're still here. Right, of course. Going through okay, how do you pronounce this stupid word again?
Apodidae.
Apodidae's last message in your head again. You can't help but think the 11-minute version's new form attack the corrupted and hell creatures come with. And if that's true, then you need to get where they are as soon as possible. Ugh. Abruptly, an incoming call joins the communication terminal to life. Instantly, Lieutenant Officer whom you met not long ago, fresh and grim. We have an emergency. A message we just received from the soldiers near Conservation Area 27. This communication issue issued resolved. It's being addressed. A squad with communication expertise and their commandant headed to the site shortly after the support request was sent. From the site, on-site report we just see the situation is far more dire than we can ever imagine. We have looked ourselves. The attachment sent by the officer only contains a video and a string of coordinates. What is this? There it is! How do you know? Music. Had you not known that the videos were captured on site, you would have been overwhelmed by disbelief upon seeing the projected image. The unveils a spiral tower, stretching towards the heavens. With its screaming exterior, ominous numbers displayed on the screen, the severity of the punching virus connection becomes apparent. Not even the extensive protection would have granted humans right instead of more than a single time. Okay, to kind of explain what this tower looks like. There's two towers. Actually, the more looking at it, there's two towers and trails. There is the reverse Babel, or the reverse Babel and the Pandemonium Tower. It looks like looks like those combined into that, and I really like the design of that tower. However, its appearance is even more dread-inducing. No one can convey its unearthly presence to suppress any structure rooted in the ground. Its sturdy formation pierces through the soil, while the sharp cement thrusts into the clouds. I decided one can help but wonder. I, okay, I'm just gonna let that simmer a bit because I'm adding that to Clover. Clover accidentally predicts the name of something, or it predicts something, says something, and it mentions it. Happens way too many times. So, adjustment to human ambition seeking. It's into the realm of gods for materialize. bear an uncanny resemblance to the other world of creation. Yet, its very sensitive focus not all in animation, but a sense of impending menace within humans. It said that the ancestral primates took millions of years to evolve to distinct niche humans and modern apes. Stark development of primates rise from the chaos to emerge from the shipping herd seems transfer. Despite almost a big eye by comparison. Subsequently, the human creature's birth by her high mother unleashed havoc upon humanity a mere 2 hours after their genesis, leaving a wound that remains unhealed to this day. You are inevitably reminded of the central purification filter standing in the Coolio Forest Park, enveloped by the thing of massive hero plants. Unlike that one time, the strategy before your eyes does not even bother to put up a camouflage over, only blatantly revealing its danger and hostility to all humans on the surface and in space. Emerging from Eden and Tree of Life, they have particularly observed and immaculated every facet that defines humanity, which passage they embark upon next the evolution awaits ahead. Fun fact! When I was doing the Selena chapter, I think it's EX04.
Yeah, the EX4 Echo Aria.
Yeah, as I was going through that chapter, in my head, I thought, what if, God made the punishing virus because, they wanted to punish, humans, for trying to leave Earth, and I'm like, why did I think that? And then all of a sudden, there's the siren, and I'm like, okay, that's added to the, theming of that, I don't know why that's happened so many times with PGR. I end up predicting something like I jokingly predict something, and then it happens, and I'm like, huh? No one dares to venture a prediction, yet the answer unfolds before the eyes of all. The pursuit now gravitates towards the stage of civilization. Profound silence engulfs everyone, leaving all utterly speechless. Yet you see the same conclusion etched upon each face. Are you still with me? How's the situation in the aha, aha, aha. How's the situation in the conservation area? The area has witnessed any hero creatures attack so far. However, considering the event completely for sparks, it's imperative that we activate all residents before the situation spirals out of control. Has the tower itself shown any abnormal signs, like any new type of hero creatures or reaction from the high hetero mother? So I don't know. We can't possibly approach that tower with the punishing virus concentration as it is. Without being immunity, to take an answer would be no different than an act of suicide. Such high punishing virus concentration is beyond enough to rise any form of, but we didn't notice any indication of it here. And the sharing satellite images from Valiant stopped 40 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago, right. Around when the last wave of earthquakes began. Which means the tower is already risen by then. How come we didn't see it at all? Suddenly, a red flash reminder of a twisted structure silhouette you glimpsed in the past. While traveling. At the time, you dismissed it as a mere hallucination caused by the persistence of vision. The child may have been able to employ some form of disguise. Maybe it's only visible from a certain distance. I still can't reach my squad. Sika clenches the terminal in her hands. I must get them immediately. How, how are the other squads on the surface doing? We're not able to locate them precisely yet due to the electromagnetic interface. All I know is that more good amount now have already arrived, and the other squads that were on the mission in that vicinity are all en route to provide support. Got it. Then Grey Raven? Wait, I want to go too. Please let me come with you. Please come with us. Although, okay, Chica squad, I'm just gonna use that, is a newly formed squad. I can see each member as my own teammate. We've lost contact for a while, and I'm really worried about them. Sorry, I know those words may sound immature coming from a commandant like me, but I and others don't worry about my injury. I assure you, I won't slow you down. It's fine with me. If it were my squad danger, I'd do anything I've to reach them to. You know that Lucia, and then she immediately discerns your intent. Destination: Conservation Area 27. Coordinates confirmed. Raven, and Sika are ready to go. And we're out to provide support. Finally, we got the tower. That's the one thing I was waiting.
Yeah, so now it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Earthquakes happened, and they approached near the epicenter, and they see this massive tower that didn't even exist before.
Yeah, that's one thing I was like, oh yes, finally. One thing I like about games is like that. But like, I'm trying to be more talkative, restraining more, turn some moments to give my reactions towards it, because you know, um, I one thing I really like PGR does is it does that it does build up well. I really like how they build up stuff.
Oh yeah, no, there's like stuff that they've brought up from like multiple chapters ago that's still being explored or hasn't even been explored yet. Like again, this chapter went back all the way to EX1 to bring up Shom's research that he was doing,
Yeah.
and then close the curtains on that one and give some closure.
I'm sorry if I keep comparing this stuff to Trails, but Trails does the same thing where they set up stuff and then I gotta hear someone moving in the background. And then sometimes it'll take a few games to even get the answer to that. And then it does it so well, like, oh god, finally, and it just feels that it's that sense of finally answers, uh, uh, or like something insane happens and it just breaks your mind. I'm ready for I'm ready for that. I'm ready for something that mind breaking.
I love this node. This is one of my favorite nodes from this chapter.
The bullet aims precisely at Hassan's heart, leaving him no time to react. He can do nothing but watch as the enraged guard pulls the trigger, unleashing a furious yell. The deafening roar of the gunshot reverberates within the expansive Parliament Hall. It echoes gradually, dissipating into profound silence. Unexpectedly, the bullet intended for Hassan's heart finds its mark in the chest of another person. Instead, one of the councilmen rushes in front of Hassan, Mr. essentially shielding him from harm.
Mr. List?
The bullet strikes Lit's chest with force, yet it fails to bring him down. Nonetheless, it takes him a few unsteady steps to regain his balance. You go. His guard press pull trigger once again. Lit's proves swifter than his finger, delivering a final blow to the guard jaw. Okay, you went up. I didn't really like it that much, but I'm giving you points for that. In a split second, the man sprawling into the ground. Lit swiftly seizes the fallen gun, only to, after ensuring the guard's complete incapacitation, does Lit's retreat. I'm having a brain aneurysm reading that.
Thanks. But how did you...
It is only at this moment that Hassan's eyes catches sight of the bulletproof vest concealed beneath Lit's suit. Revealed by the bullet hole, he realizes that the vest is the true savior that protected both him and Lit. Besides the two, Luca nimbly reflects a customer's sight by throwing a kick and comes to join them.
It seems someone actually showed up to a meeting wearing a bulletproof vest. Talk about having zero faith in the Parliament's security. No offense. It's just a bad habit of mine. Can't stand to see any accidents deviate from my plans.
Lit swiftly removes the magazine from the pistol to check the remaining bullets before reloading it. With the scent of urgency, he fires several warning shots, dissuading the approaching people from getting any closer.
Even the Parliament guards are. Are the guards collaborating with these rioting councilmen? No. Seems too unlikely.
As the assault erupted, Nicola's initial suspicion fell upon Kirina. However, Litz's reaction and subsequent actions have strongly suggested that Kirina is likely innocent. At the very least, it seems to be confirmed that such a large-scale attack was not decided by Kirino as a whole.
There's another possibility to consider. Assume you both have heard Celica's report. Strange electromagnetic radiation apparently is affecting people's minds.
This discerns the presence of numerous individuals engaging in frenzied attack or murdering. Amidst cries, he recognizes them as members of Kirino. Something is undoubtedly amiss.
If that's true, there won't be a single safe space left in Babylonia.
The space station, once held as humanity's last cradle, has now transformed into a breeding ground of unadulterated terror. Within its confines, every human survivor has become one of the most menacing foes.
And we could potentially succumb to the fate at any moment and no longer be trusted.
Litz narrows his eyes and shakes his head, attempting to suppress the maddening thoughts that persistently plague his mind. He recognizes all too well that surrendering to that man is inevitably transformed into one of them. Regardless of whether the bullets or his sanity deplete first, the grim reality remains unchanged. This harrowing situation will inevitably lead them all to death. As they face off against the first accompaniment, the piercing wails of alarms resound throughout the Parliament Hall, accompanied by the clamor. The emergency partition door leading to the hallway begins its descent.
We're going to be stuck here.
This firmly just aims to gain English. Litz firmly aims his gun at the countrymen who have gathered near the door. The grim reality sets in. Their only chance of survival. Sorry, my brain is just dying for some reason. Chance of survival lies in swiftly taking down any skulls and making a desperate run for freedom.
Won't make it. It's already too late.
Hassan says this. There's no time left for them. The partition door falls with a strong speed, isolating the Parliament from the outside world in the blink of an eye.
None of this feels normal. It appears that even the person in control of the partition doors is being influenced.
Is this the... No, it's you.
Is this the end?
Litz issues a stern warning with his final bullet. With their last means of defense gone, they are now forced to watch hesitantly as they... This word's making me laugh. A deranged individual closes in around them. Who's this, Oh, question mark. Hey, this way! With the thunderous bang, the previous lock emergency passage door is forcefully kicked open, shattering the tense atmosphere, and the doorway emerges a figure profoundly unexpected.
Collins, why are you here?
Oh, I get to voice this dick.
Collins is amazing, what do you mean?
I'm messing with you. One thing,
It's insane and we love him.
I know. It's the one thing. I like calling him a dick because of the face.
Fair. And, I mean, besides what he's done in the story.
Yeah. Collins waves at Nicola with a wide grin as if long-lost friends happily reunited. Didn't you see this coming, did you? I got banned by the Parliament thanks to someone, so I decided to wait for you here. Hey, Nikki, this isn't considered a violation, right? Nicola notices another person's name. I'm gonna try to give him the most dickish voice because I just think it's gonna be the funniest thing. Nicola notices another person in the emergency passage other than Collins.
Wells, you the only one who survived?
Oh, is this the first time seeing?
And now we have a portrait for him because he was introduced back in chapter 20, but never had a portrait. Now he has one.
The name Wells responds with a nod. Has the head of General started from operating under the HQ, he holds a position that technically makes him a direct subordinate of Nicola. Yes, I'm fine for now. I bumped into this guy on my way here. He told me that the Parliament must be a complete chaos. Couldn't resist joining the party myself.
Excuse me, no one's asking about you. Wells, how's the situation outside?
Well, as soon as I received the message from the service, I immediately instructed my team to issue a emergency call for the task force. They fell soon afterward. Given the General Wells arrived alone, it became evident that the situation within Words must have equally been English.
Oh well, may I ask how you acquired that weapon?
This is a draw to the firearm in Mel's possession. Its antique design catches eye. It must appear to be a light from background and crafted before the Golden Age. Well, this is a piece from my collection. Never expect to have any practical value until now. With a composed demeanor, Mel strides towards the door and tosses a cylindrical object at the crowd. While landing, the silver unleashes a blinding flash that illuminates the entire space, accompanied by a powerful shockwave that swiftly renders the nearby individuals unconscious. Don't worry, it's just a flashbang. Ah! The temp, though, be temporarily unconscious, but it's non-lethal. Well, gives Nicola a nod, acknowledging the importance of minimizing the harm to the innocent, even in the midst of such an emergency. You wouldn't have thought anything like this can still come in handy. I bet this old thing has seen more action than all of us. During the Golden Age, large-scale wars were scarcely witnessed, and the advent of passing virus further diminished the relevance of weapons significantly based through this life for combat against humans.
More than me, that's for sure. Considering I'm a lot younger than you. I don't make the same assumption about you.
Oh, is that so? I already forgot my age. I suppose an old-timer like me could have used a bit more exercise. Colin swiftly uses a lurking customer in an attempt to grab Nicola from behind the door. With one hand, he bends the man's arm in an unnatural angle, uses the other hand to firmly grab the customer by the collar, forcing him into the door frame. He then takes hold of the poor man's head and laughs upon observing the battered state of his face. Hey, isn't this the control court guy who investigated me? If I remember correctly, he's a friend of yours, Lit. My apologies. I might have hit him a bit harder than intended. I didn't expect Colin to be so fond of voice. Lit's gaze remains cold as he stares at Colin devoid of any emotion.
Forget about it. To be honest, I'm not really that familiar with him.
Stop wasting time here. Okay, I have to say, this is a really good design. The more I look at it. I like how they, like, if you remember, the glasses does add a lot. And I do think it's really good. Stop wasting time here, take these. As well as disrupts the remaining three pistols among the group, Litz is surprised to find that Liz has also prepared a firearm for him. Well, no one ready to prepare when or who will come to madness. Someone needs to have the means to stop him. Each member of this group possesses formidable control over Bello, and they're actually aware that even a single individual succumbing to madness could cause dire and upward damage. Well, in that case, we're tailored for this situation, considering our diverse perspective. If someone loses it, we could put them down without batting an eye.
Fair enough.
Litz carefully inspects the gun in his hand to ensure its functionality. He confirms that it's still in working order despite its other outdated model. So, where are we heading next? Go play bridge? Or grab a drink?
Let's make a stop at the communication center first. We need to send out the emergency broadcast as soon as possible.
Though nodding in mutual understanding, no one in the group takes the first decisive step. Something is still left undecided.
Here's the first question. Who should be the one taking the lead?
In respect of who among them takes responsibility, it becomes evident that this person must confront the imminent danger ahead while staying mindful of the four guns behind, and that may point at this back any time. In a fleeting moment, the remaining four exchanging meaningful glances with one another.
Youngest one.
Is that even a question? The youngest one, of course. Concerning our combat abilities, it would be optimal for the young one to scout ahead and make firm contact with the enemy.
I second that. The youngest person should be assigned to the front line.
I saw a twitch of Litz's mouth, and his discernible frown reveals his inner thoughts. However, it only takes a few moments before he raises his gun and makes his way toward the end of the emergency passage.
So before this next line of dialogue, again, I just want to paint the scene. List dives in front of Hassan to take the bullet for him, and then knocks out the guard as he stands up.
Okay.
Hassan and Nicola are, well, yeah, Hassan's confused what List had done, as Nicola is off fighting somebody, and Colin saw, yeah, List doesn't trust our security, bringing in his own bulletproof vest. And then the doors close. As the doors close, Collins busts it open. Wells runs in, tosses in a flashbang. Collins then takes out the guy who's trying to attack Nicola, and then they all escape from the building. I love that scene so much.
Within the confines of a dim meeting room belonging to Science Council, the light of holographic is intermittently flashing, based on the rough interfaces. Oh, you want to what's this one?
Based on the rough inferences from the Science Council and Star of Life, the conclusion should be easily drawn.
Okay, now should I a little thing here? Since I usually look at the faces first, when I first saw this sprite, and I was like, "Oh, that's a guy." Then it took me a few seconds of looking at it, oh no, that. It took me a few seconds, I was like, uh-oh. So, it's funny that.
Hand down a bit.
It's funny that, he's here, because both the characters that I'm mistaken are here. With a fervent bow, Asimov pores over the task force report on the Hedo Tower, as well as Hippo creates research document. However, no matter how many times he scrutinizes the information, he repeatedly arrives at the same conclusion. Indeed, it appears that the electromagnetic waves, or rather the energy beams emitted by the Hedo Tower, have significant ability to discriminate mind, making leading humans into madness.
However, the symptoms exhibited by the affected individuals are not identical. It's only been around tens of minutes since the onset, which is not sufficient time for us to fully decipher its approach.
Same for us, even. Abruptly, a loud and heavy sound reverberates through the meeting room, as though the door is forcefully smashed. Mr. Asimov! Rosa, who has been silently staying in the corner this whole time, is startled by the noise and bursts out screaming. Be careful. You do this one.
No,
You do it. Oh, okay. Be careful. The horrible creature that ran away is hiding inside this room. Since it. Oh, you just.
Since it refuses to come out, we should utilize this new grenade to blast the door open. Once we capture it.
What if the explosion ends up killing the test subject? Let's break in, just force it open. Despite Rosa's desperate efforts to push her tiny body against the door, her attempt proves nearly futile. Rosa, I want you to hide inside longer, remain completely silent, no matter what happens. Do not come out under any circumstances. But what about you, Mr. Asimov? Before Rosa has the time to say more, Asimov already shoved her back into the locker. There's still things I must finish. Once Rosa is here in the locker, he pushes down all the invaluable equipment positioned near the door. Its impromptu makeshift barricade serves as their final line of defense, aiming to create a temporary delay against the impending assault. For enough surmise might be too dangerous a word to use. More from my instinct as a scientist, the root cause of the situation lies within the colossal Herdal Tower. Far from Kamu, Tristan currently on a mission at the service unknowing time. There's only one criminal into investigating the Herdal Tower under such intense punishing virus concentration.
You want to use that frame to be assigned to Grey Raven, but the compatibility adjustment is still incomplete, as far as I know.
Time is running out. All the basic adjustments are finished. We have no choice but to leave the rest to him. In the meantime, we'll still need to find a way to establish communication with the task force on the surface. That's how it's beyond dangerous. Then we'll gather our forces for the rescue operation. If there's anybody who can still work. As the smashing sounds intensify outside the door, cracks start to form, sealing the imminent breach of the door. The Predator is heading to the side.
Yeah.
You go.
Prioritize heading to the Science Council. Keep yourself safe before we get there, alright?
I'll try my best. Don't try your best.
Try your best.
I keep...
Give me an affirmative answer.
Asim nods at her, faint smile showing up on his face. Yes, I will. Alex said that he terminates the call with the Star of Life and quickly initiates a new communication request. This is strange, very strange. Despite the evacuation guidance broadcast, Lee encounters a significant number of civilians still wandering along the path leading to the landing pad of the transport craft. Hold on, you're not allowed to pass through here. I'll give Construct Senator intercepts Lee on his way. I'm Lee from Grey Raven. I noticed an order from the General Staff 2 minutes ago. I'm heading towards the landing pad for the surface combat mission. Weren't you given the same order? Upon learning that Lee is a member of the Lee Squad, the Construct soldier's demeanor noticeably shifts, displaying a greater level of respect. We did receive the same order initially, but the new order came from General Staff shortly after. It said that the emergency alarm has been lifted. We are asked to stay here and stop the uniformed task force members passing through. That's impossible. Lee checks the terminal again, finding that neither the emergency assembling order has been lifted, nor has any new order has been received. Wait, that's not right. How come the order I received was to rally the task force and wait for the new order to come?
No, I got his.
Confusion permeates among the constructs, causing a fracture in their once unified discipline. Despite being a small time, members have to come to the revision of orders from the general staff. Could it be that the terminals in the general staff have been hacked? These thoughts trip back to Lena's time as an agent, when she utilized Choxu? How do you say that? Haju. To hack into the Babylonian network system. Following that incident, security measures were reinforced against the invasion, so Lee found it difficult to fathom the possibility of another successful attempt. Abruptly, a deafening blast resonates nearby, jolting Lee out of place. It was a street-side store that erupted in flames, subsequently detonated. To Lee's astonishment, the nearby residents appear entirely oblivious to the imminent dangers. Their gaze is fixed upon the new flames with vacant expressions. Go help them! Lee's voice breaks the construct sources preoccupied with the command system error, directing their attention to the explosive scene. The soldiers, bringing into action, rush towards the site to initiate rescue operations. Just as Lee is prepared to join the rescue efforts, a call interrupts his attention emanating from the terminal. It's from Asimov. Asimov? It says to be a strong interface on the Asimov side. The gargle noise is filling the airways after a few seconds. Lee finally mentions the certain Asimov's word. Lee, can you hear me? This is Lee. Asimov, what's going on in Babylon? Do you know anything? Although Lee was entered Asimov's call, it appears that Lee's voice is unable to reach Asimov on the other end. I'm hearing no response. Could it be that the use of internal communications devices in Babylonia has been manually restricted? Also, if you can hear me, please immediately head to the Science Council. Based on a preliminary investigation, it appears that the recently emerged territory on the surface is emitting a specific type of radiation in the form of visible red light that can contaminate the microbeacon of humans. If Asimov's statement hold true, it means Lee's about to comfort individuals who are meant to be protected, as well as all Babylonians falling under their control. there's not much time left. I'll make it short. Unlike cacophony, noise is definitely smashing around outside of readings once more, accompanied by furious roars and screams of humans. I finished adjusting your new frame. Process transfer and authorization are the last two steps to be taken care of before the activation. The energy surrounding the head of the tower is densely saturated with punishing virus. Unfortunately, we currently lack the means to detect the inner space of the tower, or anticipate the potential hazards that may lie ahead. I want you to switch to the hyperreal frame that possesses complete immunity against the punishing virus. Enter the tower on the space surface and investigate the root cause of that devastating red light. Asimov's voice tingling the corn's veins as he speaks. Seems like he is also affected by infectious red light. You may only be the only one who can solve the calamity. Lee, I'm sorry. I have no choice but to place all the help and humanity on your shoulders. Communications cut off right afterward. Asimov and remained silent, regardless of his repeated attempts to establish contact. Damn it. Besides the terror that has been transferred to her, they struck by a more frightening realization, even whom as enough words cannot be trusted, as he is too, as a human being. However, something tells him that the frame known as Hyper holds the key to unlocking all the answers she seeks. I'm a bit frustrated.
Going down.
Yeah, and I'm a bit frustrated now. I think I swore I charged my headphones to be able to last like 3 hours at least, but for some reason it said battery low. I don't know why.
Should be able to get through one more. I don't know how long. Like if they give you a battery low warning,
like 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Yeah, you can get through the next node.
Yeah, let's do it, and then. Oh boy, that's a lot of story nodes. Advancing to the Lassian orifice coordinates, a distorting timelessness surrounds you. Through intense heat and palpable tends to blur your thoughts. Sweat trickles down, a reminder of the toll. As the summit of the spiral tower comes into view, it presents a striking image, a sharp red thorn piercing the fabric of the horizon, appearing both majestic and ominous. It seems to suspend itself above the planet, resembling the sword of Damocles that may fall upon one's head any time. However, no matter how far you journeyed toward the trench blade, it remains out of reach, precisely hanging near the edge of the sky. Eva! As he besides you, Sika, the young commandant, does not appear in any danger. She brushes aside her sweat-soaked hair with a heavy breath and raises her terminal once more to confirm the direction. It's the correct. It is the correct direction. Liv. She immediately responds by hearing your call. Commandant, the satellite map suggests that they were getting close to our destination, huh? Anything wrong? Liv seems to be hesitant, but still shakes her head. Don't worry about it. It's just a momentary glitch on the screen, most likely due to the unstable signal. Liv turns over holographic projection as you and Lucia exchange glances. Some serious expression sells on both of your faces. The closer we get to that tower, the more off everything feels. Nonetheless, let's stay on our toes, since it's already in our sights. Direction we are going and can't be wrong. No. All that glitters all that glitters is not gold. Eh? I think we should contact the support force. Let's double check our location. Hold on a moment, Commandant. The support force didn't respond to my communication request. We're constantly sending signals to the Lyceum office through the temporary channel. I can't reach anyone through my terminal either. Just in case, I'll open the authorization of my terminal so that I can really pick up signals once the connection is restored. It's not like I'm on any important mission anyways. Thank you, Sika. Please don't mention it. This is the least I can do now. We've done what we can. Let's press on. Yes, Commandant. As you continue your march, the lack of response from the Lestian officer weighs heavily on your mind. The photos of string of coordinates you received earlier now seems like a final communication from her. In a daze, you suddenly hear Liv's hesitant voice coming from behind. Everyone, have you smelled anything strange? Smell anything? I think I've smelled grass. Ivy come to a halt, your gaze fixated on this desolate, barren ground and your feet. The saltness of seawater. Scorching sunlight penetrates through the thick clouds, causing your neck to be seared by its rays. Sweat trickles down your body, drenching your clothes, while a growing sensation of thirst consumes your mouth. Now that I think about it, I have, since just now I smell something delicious, like food, but where's the source of these smells? As those words reach your ears, a sudden realization draws upon you. The air you carries a distinct familiar odor, a distinct reminiscence of gun oil. The very one that you only smell when repairing frames. It smells something too. As if the sorting haze, you notice that your own voice sounds distant, and the focus of your vision begins to recede. In your birthlight, you perceive Sika's arms standing towards you in a liquid, slow motion manner. The shock that fills her eyes unfolds an unusual as if time itself has been distorted. Eva, you're bleeding. Huh? They touch your lip. Blood drips out, straining your finger, yet you remain strangely unaffected by any sensation of touch or pain. Oh, the sound effect there. Oh, that's good sound effects. Meanwhile, a colossal crimson wave resembling a nuclear mushroom cloud emerges silently from the red sky's edge. It slowly expands outward, yet it only takes a mere instant to shroud your group. Relentlessly keeps ascending toward this other side of the land as though in pursuit of the endless horizon. This reminds me of the false sanctum towers in Blue Archive now, because of the red sky.
I
Before,
wouldn't know anything.
yeah. Eh, if we want, yeah. Before Sika finished her words, her body suddenly stiffens and she collapses to the ground as uncanny instinct unfolds before you. See, near light waves leaves no time for you to process or react, forcing your knees to buckle. Your lying feels constructive to grasp him in his hand. And delayed pain pierces through your being, blurring your vision. Your senses start to fade and you lose control over your limbs. It's the mind beacon contamination. You know you must quickly steady your mind. The rapid progress of the contamination renders you powerless and unable to sever the mind connection with Lucian live or halt his relentless spread. And everything instant, the impact strikes deep within your brain, reminiscent of 1,000 needles piercing through your Consequently, Lucia live collapsed on the ground right before your eyes. No, as your mind beacon struggles to stabilize, a sharp and distinct pain jolts through your body. Unlike the contamination, it originates from a physical slash strike on the back of your neck. Your senses fade away, leaving you in a instant stage of unconsciousness. The darkness is an inky beach. After a nip tide, a sacrificial ground of an alien civilization that sits on the barren border of another planet. You find your feet stumbling on a surface constantly collapsing and forwarding. Before you stands a lofty tower composed of a multiple pyramid-like formations with a pinnacle shrouded in clouds like the mythical Tower of Babel. The hidden, hazy surroundings, red dots of light slowly faint. This has turned into a Tresent reverie. Casting incredibly crimson shades the dance across the layer of clouds. The universe itself seems to reverberate in your eyes, echoing through the depths of space and time. Distinct voices converge in a cacophony of sound, carried by gushing winds that roar and scream. As you take a step forward, the crying winds, despite the tremendous sound, offer no resistance. You find yourself landing in emptiness, akin to floating in space. In this weightless state, you sense the presence of two threads pulling you toward an anchoring ground. They preventing you from drifting away from the past void, being devoured by the crimson light emanating from the tower's peak. Your aimless water ends at the bottom of the tower. The black blocks that compose the tower swiftly transform, shifting into the form of a door, beckoning you to open it. Yet the door opens itself the next moment. Oh, hi, Lee. You see Lee Idis repairing his frame. A scene you have seen before. Once again, the familiar smell of gun oil permeates the air surrounding it. This image, the scent, the oil scent, this coldness to your fingertips you feel touching upon the door, and abruptly pulls you into the truth of memory. Eva, it's time for you to wake up. It's time to. As your consciousness gradually returns, the senses of touch is the first to research that long the lingering pain in your nape. You realize you're in an uncomfortable posture where your hands are bound tightly behind your back. Next, a multitude of sounds flood your ears from the front. You discern the sound of rapid and anxious breaths accompanied by the sharp clatter of gravel being kicked around. Then you sense a smell come to life. You immediately detect the scent of earthly soil and a metallic tang that hits the presence of blood. Your sight recovers at last, gradually regain consciousness and readjusting to the brightness of your surroundings. Gaze gone to a pair of misery breeze moving rhythmically back and forth, similar to the ones you are wearing. Look at you see. Harley Joe! Then before you saw Joe, clad in a commandant uniform, hearing your call, he halts his pacing and turns to your face. To be more precise, he spares you his missed sight with an arrogant demeanor. The amateur, was that you?
Ambush. ambush!
Harley Joe seems deeply offended at this word. With a sudden burst of aggression, he pounces towards you, his eyes widening and pupils dilated to an adorable grave. The rise and fall of his, as I realize his anxiety, and his fingers on his face twitching rapidly at a irregular pace. The president Harley Joe seems completely different person. You won't know. For some reason, inexplicable reason, he is an extremely abnormal mental state. Ha, sure. Go ahead.
Something filthy and tricky can match with a defector like you. Don't you agree?
What are you talking about?
Save your cunning excuses. I saw it with my own eyes. You guys are at 2. No, 3 ascendants. 3!
Huh?
All of you are defectors. Think I'm so stupid that I can't realize it? You took advantage of the disarray in Babylonia, doing filthy business with the Ascendants. Now that I've caught you, it's just you wait. Make you pay for your greed.
Pull yourself together.
I've already contacted the Purifying Force.
Harley Joe raises the terminal in his hand. The screen is shattered. His cracked pieces obscuring any clear view lies beneath. Harley, just in practically tapping on the screen, seemingly oblivious in its non-functional state. Madness has devoured him. You can only hope that. Okay, never mind. This is not Trails of Delivery. This is Trails of Daybreak 2, which is my favorite Trails game. You can only hope that such damage as this psyche is irreversible. Therefore, like, you are also struck by its recognition of something tells you that the effects have been taken hold since you first entered the domain of the tower. Akin to an alien creature hunting its prey, the tower emits a sweat alluring poison, clouding its mind, diminishing awareness. Where are Lucia and pressing a swift against around you, see discover Lucia and Liv tied together behind you. Their frames are still in emergency sleep mode, like a response to the terminal in the mind connection nearby. Sigil lies motionless in the same position as when the contamination erupted. Ugh. Before you can further check your state, a hand forcibly grabs your jaw, violently redirecting your gaze. Your vision is dominated by the delirious visage of Harley Joe.
Alright. Purifying Force is heading here now. Before they arrive, I'll take the life of you, the top dog of the defectors, to avenge my teammates who fell on the battlefield.
Don't. Private executions not allowed.
Yeah, I'll kill you. I'm going to kill you now. Your Ascendant friends are on their way over. I knew it.
Harley Joe is not even conversing with you, absorbed in his frantic illusion. He presses his dagger against your skin. Rather than stop you, however, about to cut the rope binding you with the retractable blade hidden in your glove. It decks in with you soon. You shall suddenly catch a glimpse of a person struggling to stand. The moment that figure raises that arm. With light speed, you instantly evade anything you. The sharp tip glazes your face, drawing blood. Ignoring the wound, you swiftly break free from the rope and pin Harley Joe down, with force catching him off guard. Behind you, Harley Joe Seeker fails to say herself due to lack of strength and collapses on the ground once more. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Harley Joe fiercely resists in your arms, and you know that your control will not hold for longer. I want to punch him. But no, absolutely no reason, just because it's funny. Come on! Command it! From behind the ship breaks through the cross. The emergency frame is complete, and you regain the connection with your two Grey Raven members. Seeker remains to retrieve the dropped anti gun and does her best to aim it at Harley Joe. The missing weakens the struggle, yet it fails to stop him from unleashing a barrage of lashes and venomous words.
Scum, filth, traitor of mankind, running dog of the Ascendants.
Upon breaking free, Alicia and Liv swiftly join your side, lending their assistance in restraining Harley Joe. Meanwhile, Sika stumbles in over and sees the rope you just cut to bind Harley Joe. What happened? All I know that my mind was affected for a moment, then I immediately lost consciousness. Commandant, I'm glad to see you're alright. It's the red light the red light emanated by the tower. It appears to cause neurological damage to human brains. I've detected signs of contamination in both commands Miss Sika's mind beacon. Please give me a moment. I'll run a quick check for you. Thank you, Liv. Commandant, how are you feeling? I find my body has probably developed some sort of resistance against it. The response to you bit it with a faint smile, but only lasts a few moments before counter turns even more serious. You have my faith, Commandant. The connection between us seems very stable. I'm surprised that even you couldn't notice the impact of the tower immediately, which means the greater dangers lie ahead of the surface. I'm afraid the situation is Babylonian. That's why we're here. I'll do everything I can to help. In response to your words, the young commandant before you undergoes a striking transformation. Her eyes sparkle like a precious gem, reflecting a new energy and determination. Her face leered with a radiant glow. She is great.
Swarm of filthy vermin.
I run a contamination check on Commandant Harley Giles, trying to find the case. This is actually a surgical anesthetic for emergency treatment. It can only achieve local anesthesia. I see. Leave the rest to me. I'll put Commander Harley Joe to sleep for a little while. With the disarray finally setting in, you take the opportunity to carefully observe your surroundings. Turns out that you have already arrived at the tower, previously perplexed by the mind beacon contamination. But now, you can see a clear image of the tower emitting an unsettling red glow. Unlike seeing it through a video, shock of witnessing the tower with your own senses is surprising anything you've ever felt. Initially, a mere dot in the photo cannot, and now close of a giant. The tower requires more than half of your field vision. The sheer magnitude of its presence reinforces the realization that the structure is far from ordinary, nearly an creation that defies the boundary of possibility. The summit of the tower is emanating a glaring red light that pierces through the atmosphere. The structure resembles the ethereal ladder stretching toward the vast expanse of outer space. The sight leaves an expression of a pathway, a bridge that may one day invite the arrival of guests unknown. Blind why did I read that? It's glazing. Blind gazing up at the tower from the bottom, anyone is being engulfed by a deep, overwhelming fear, whether it be human, a construct, or any being driven by biological instinct. It is profound and hard to apprehend in the face of an alien creation that should never have existed. Both seconds and terminals of suddenly silent at the same time, shouting in suffocation. Comms is recovered. Finally, you hear Asimov's voice, but his image is nowhere to be seen. The camera jolts violently before it finally stabilizes, revealing a holographic projection on the table. A luminous blue screen of light materializes, displaying a vast strands of red with a tried crimson dot at its center. This is the 13th time I've requested to communicate. I'll make it brief. I believe you already noticed the tower. We don't know yet how long it had existed underground from manifesting itself, but after the dot good. In other words, the thing rose from the ground out of blue, and it is the cause of all earthquakes that have recently occurred on space surface. It can emit electromagnetic radiation in the form of a visible red light that can contain the mind beacons of humans, causing several side effects such as mental disorders, hallucinations, and drastic changes in personality, even an increase in hostility. The contamination can affect all constructs connected to humans, though, through their mind. Also, the corrupted commandants can force to connect with constructs. The range of contamination can already reach Babylonia. The closer to the tower, the more exponential virus concentration and contamination level will increase. So far, we have not discovered an effective approach of defense. Ordinary anti-radiation equipment proves to against it. Only commandant can respond. Damn it. Aspen saw you right. You're the only one. Can. Aspen. A ghost piercing. The camera begins to spin violently. Something abruptly covers the vision, plunging everything into absolute darkness. Save the people who are still not affected. You must inform others of the situation. Stop it from spreading. Sleep with you. Believe the key. The new frame is completely immune to the punishing virus. The call is terminated. The ass must be right. Lee's new frame is completely immune to punishing virus? I'm sure I'd like to hear that. This is your guarantee. I'm sure it will protect everyone in Babylonia. Yes, we must quickly come up with a plan. Based on what I was told of. Eva, the suggestion is going to be sent in a larger range, and I've received more responses. She raises her terminal. Constant stream of devoted news columns from the other squad pops up. Thanks to the opening authorization, it seems that there are many more who have not yet fallen to the victim to the Hero Tower. Swallowtail, Creerbell, and Shrikefolk. Chrome Squad is almost nearby. Let's meet up with them first. Meanwhile, the Terminator Fighter Joe, who still lost consciousness nearby, all begins ring. Cause I know when he suggests there's a detective officer, they should be different commands with their squad, but hey, they're not responding. Quest likely affected by the unknown radiation. There are 3 squads total, now increasing to 4. From a distance, you gaze, you see figures rushing toward the tower, like mouths drawn to a flame. As the figures approach, their numbers steadily increase, forming a growing crowd. Suddenly, if we get to fight along with their way. It's probably the fear fighters called. Chico, can you still move? No problem. Chico receives rises abruptly, even during battle overrunning Earth, but her attempt to maintain balance receives her shoot out, causing her to collapse back at the ground. Blood begins to flow from her nose. No! I'm sorry, I guess I need a bit more time. Chico, can you do me a favor? Please help watch our back. Coordinate with your reinforcements. You have sent a rendezvous request to all permanent value, discriminating and crucial information. As was conveyed to the secret code of FOS, to the commandant and constructional ceremony inflicted. Take the squad. Direct any connection request from the commandant unknown, and murderers at the coordinates provided. Leave it to me, commandant. The frantic crowd at the hunter grows swarms towards your location. I'm ready. Raven, prepare to engage. Okay. Oh,
So has the notification on your earbuds subsided, or is it still?
they said 3. It's at battery low 3 times, which means it's like around. I would say like 10 minutes left, or 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, we'll call it here. It sucks that they weren't charged more. Yeah, you got to the good part.
Yeah, I do need to do an outro thing. Yeah. The Toraru how to get into Toraru thing script is done. Can I rush through this? I'll record that, edit that soon. Anyways, just I'll do. I think Friday. I don't know. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it later after the stream. I am enjoying this. In communication. See you next time. I do have stream Thursday. Yes, yeah, stream Thursday.